Hello, welcome back to Fast Grade Friday. Today I'm going to show you how to get the colored film look. So last time I showed you how to get a black and white film look really quickly, really fast and easy. So if you haven't watched that, I recommend watching that first because I actually go through some of these film steps. But since this is like a series, I'm just going to show you how to get the film colors and the film look from this point. Here for the look, we can reset all of that. We can get rid of all of the color stuff that we did in the last episode. And now you're starting from a blank slate. Here, as you can see, we've already added our grain that's coming here. And we already added another grain coming in at the end. We added our gate weave and stuff like that. We already have a halation, which I didn't show yet, but since my camera, it kind of had an aberration on it. It kind of looks like halation. And halation, there's a few different ways of adding it, which I'll go into later. But first, we're going to focus on the look. Now, you can turn off this to make your computer run faster, and you can turn off your digital to make it run faster. So right now, we're just going to be looking at the colors. So what makes film color? There's a lot of different ways to make a film look. Now you can have a film look that's like Wes Anderson, very colorful, crazy. Then you can have something like Saving Private Ryan, where it's like bleach bypass and looks very different, very distinct. And those are both colored stocks, but they're done in very, very different ways. Now, another thing you can do is go like the Christopher Nolan route, where it's like 2383 print stock, and that's what we'll be going into today because that is mostly what people associate the film look on, is printing to 2383, which they did for Project Hail Mary. They do it for Dunkirk and all of Nolan's films. So we'll go over how that process is done and how you can achieve it in here fast. So without further ado, let's get into it. I've been doing this for a few years now. So right now, we've got rid of our grain for now. We've got rid of dehancer for now because we don't need those. And the first thing you're going to want to do is add a node after your output node. Then once you've done that, what you can do is go to your output. For your output gamma, choose Cineon film log, which this is a film log that is representative of film. So when you shoot on film, it's very flat. They tried to make it more like digital because the dynamic range just wasn't there for a long time. So now they have a negative, which is like very flat, very easy to color grade upon. But when you're printing to a stock, they use this kind of log and then print it onto a more contrasty stock, which we're basically doing. So here we're going to use a LUT that is free in DaVinci Resolve. So you're going to right click on your node, scroll down, go to Film Looks, then choose Kodak 2383 D65. Now you can choose the other ones, but D65 is what I usually like using. They also have Fuji's old print stock, which was used in like Iron Man and a lot of Marvel films from the 2010s. You could go that route, but we're gonna go Kodak 2383. And now, as you can see, whoa, colors, crazy. Wow, this looks insane. Like this doesn't look like it would be right? But this is correct. It's just different because the exposure and everything wasn't set up for the stock yet. So what you're gonna do is you're actually going to have to go before the look and do your primary corrections. And when doing primary corrections, what do? Say it with me. Exposure, contrast, saturation, and balance. You can use your offset, you can use your gain. I personally like using HDR wheels, so I'm going to bring down my exposure to where I like it. Around there, that looks good. I can then go to wherever this is. I want to bring this down, bring this back up to get rid of some of that contrast that's happening. And you can see now it is not as crazy, but my image kind of looking a little bit blue. Like if I were to come here, grab this, you can see we were a little bit blue, now we're not. If you don't have a color chart, don't worry. What you can do is just use where you're doing your HDR wheels. You can just bring up or down wherever you like temperature and tint to be. So I kind of like having it more warm like this. And as you can see, that's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty nice. Obviously, not looking too much like film, but if we look at this compared now, we have that off, we have that on. You can see we're doing a lot to get this looking natural. This is also doing a lot. Like if we turn this off and on, even though like obviously the contrast is way different, with it off, you can see that in these shadows, they're not as blue and teal. These colors are being moved around a lot. Like those greens, very different to what they are now. You can see with the vector scope, those greens are getting more cyan. Those yellows are getting more orangish. And everything else is pretty much staying the same. The blues are also getting more cyan. So now we have our balance already done. If I turn the grain on from both, you can see, bam. With the enhancer, I might just turn that on 50 mil, then turn it all the way down, just to add like a tiny little bit in these highlights. But everything else is looking pretty dang good. And that's just with the corrections. Like this isn't with any look put on it. But let's say like, oh, this is like a very basic film look. So let's say we want to make it look like Saving Private Ryan. Well, we'll hit Option L, go like this, come here, soft light. Now it's all crunchy. Then we can bring the saturation all the way down or put the chroma all the way down. And bam, now we have like a Saving Private Ryan war film look. Another look we can do if we want it more teal and orange, we can put teals in the shadows, warmth in the highlights. And if we keep just pushing that down and this up, you can see really quickly we're getting that teal and orange look. And here we can even bring this red down. And you can see just with our primaries color bars, just putting the teals in the shadows, the warmth in the highlights, we're already getting a teal and orange look. That honestly looks really good with these greens. You can even like push up the overall green levels more, get a really green look. And if we play that back, look at that, that's a really cool film look. And yeah, you can use this model just to get a lot of different film looks that you like. Another thing you want to do for the film look is with your saturation, you want to turn up density. The more dense it is, the more like kind of film like it'll be. So if you come to the color slice tab and you up this saturation is going to be a lot more dense than if you come to the saturation over here and your regular primaries tab. Like look at what happens when I up these. They're getting deeper because of the LUT that we do have on it. But if we compare this to this one's looking a lot more natural and deep, whereas this one's looking a little bit glowy in the skin tones. Whereas this one, not so much, just kind of getting more saturated. Bam. So if we pair those together, we already have like the saturation. Now we can like, boom, go more teal in the shadows, more warm in the highlights, bring that down. And now you can see we have this like crazy look, right? Crazy film look, but it is looking like film. In the other episode, we did blur it a little bit, so you can even turn down this blur if you think it's too much, like maybe to 2. You can see that's just doing something very subtle. Now the only other thing you can really do is add halation to get a film look. And how I would do that is just come to the film look creator. Now this isn't in the free version of DaVinci, but if you turn down the color blend, you turn down the film look blend. We have our halation, turn off highlights only, because we want it to affect kind of everything. But you'll see now if I turn that on and off, it is creating that kind of glowy highlight. And you can turn off the grain in this. You can turn off the flicker and stuff because we already did that in Dehancer. You can keep it if you want, if you don't have Dehancer. But yeah, now we have this. And if we do a before and after of like everything we've just done, we turn off the look, we turn off the primaries, we turn off Dehancer. Like, look at this. This is just with the 2383 print. Even if we do our primaries there, you can see, boom, this is, you know, basic grade. But if we get that film in there that's before and our halation in there before, then we get our film look. This is like what really brings it together. It's already there. It's pretty much there. You could keep it like that, but with Dehancer, what we did in the last episode, we used gate weave, we used flicker, and yeah, now it just brings this whole thing together to look very filmic, very beautiful. Obviously, you need to watch the black and white one first to see how we kind of got to this place already. And you have to watch like how to do your in and out points. But overall, that's kind of how you get a film look. It's really easy. It's mainly this right here. So now that you know how to get the color look, what you need to know now is actually how to put this in a system that you can replicate and you can just drag and drop and you don't have to worry about it. So if you want to learn how to do that, I recommend watching this video here on my 2026 node tree. It breaks it all down, why I have each node there, how to set it up, and how to do a basic version for yourself. So if you want to learn how to do that, I recommend watching it. So click that video here.